live right now. Um, and so, I mean, every time basically I come, every day there is, I'm bombarded with new footage of the ways of these modern women. Like like, it's like if once I check my inbox, what I say is like, okay, what's next today? Because there's always someone sending me something that is like relevant to what goes on at this channel. Um I mean, I've been I was thinking about using Islamic reference, but there's really, I guess the only reference I can use is let me see if I can find it. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, well, um here's something pretty interesting that I found, and it's true because right now, as it stands, modern women compete for like the same minority of guys. Like they compete for like this small minority of men, and this hadith alludes to that because it says, let me see it real quick. It says, and Abi Musa, an Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam liyat tina ala nas zaman yatufu uh, rajulu fiha bi sadikati min dahabi thumma la yujidu ahad yukudu ha minhu wa yurah rajulu wa jidu yatba'uhu arba'un amratan yalunna bihi min kilati rajali wa kathrati nas. So what that translates to is a time will come to people when a man will go around with gold to give in charity, but he will find no one to accept it, and a single man will be seen followed by 40 women seeking refuge with him due to the scarcity of men and the abundance of women. Now, this is pretty deep in the sense that the times we're living in right now, most a lot of men have some the we know the roles have been reversed, and unfortunately a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men have taken on like feminine traits and stuff like that. And so these masculine ass women, what do? They go to like the minority of men who still hold down the line and still have those features that they want. Walaikum salam rahmatullah barakatuhu. Um, I mean, honestly, it can be looked at it in twofold, brother. Not only will it are real men gonna be scarce, in that sense, but it's just that women outnumber men. We know that women outnumber men, right? And also the amount of women, they just want a certain type of guy, and it's like, that certain type of guy is not that much, it's not really available like that. um there was one uh there was something else that was that I wanted to look at basically in regards to this issue that we're having right now. You know, hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, let me see. I don't know if I can find it. I do not know if I can find that hadith. Okay, hold on. I guess I can't find it, but it has something to do. Okay, so for the Andrew Tate ban, I'm going to say one thing about that. Um, I never really listened to Andrew Tate like that. Like I never really like tuned in with him like that. Like in fact, he was kind of new to me. You know, I didn't even know his history until recently, until I found out like he used to be a kickboxer and things like that. I didn't even know. Um, but um, but in terms of the band, um, I guess you can say that he was raw with what he did, you know, what he was saying and things like that, and he was animated with what he was saying. Um, I personally didn't look at him as a role model, but there were certain things that he said that could, I guess you can say, align up with Islam. You know, I mean, like there were certain points he made that aligned up with Islam. You know, about like men being the caretakers of women, protectors of women, and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think the option. Put it this way: Western women already have a lot of options. Okay, Western women have a lot of options as it is, right? um it's just that they overlook those uh they overlook those options, because those options are quote unquote boring, or like quote unquote, like they don't have what they desire in terms of like status, but Western women have plenty of options. They just don't want to take those options, you know what I mean? uh Polygamy, um I don't really think so, but I think it'll make cheating more prevalent. It'll make when like men having sneaky links more prevalent. But I don't know if like it's gonna make uh polygamy more prevalent here. I don't know if it's gonna do that. I really don't know. Um I think it's just gonna lead to more maybe infidelity. Yeah, they're willing to share Drake and Future because again, we speak about the status, like you got to look at their status. These are multi-platinum, multi-millionaire over and over again guys. And so like they don't mind that because of the status. Like they'll be able to say, "Hey, I'm with Future," or "Hey, I'm with Drake," or "Hey, I'm with such and such." It's because of the status. The thing is, a lot of these modern women, they like to be seen. They want to be seen, and so when they're seen, it's just like it's it's just like but the to your point of the average man, I know average men, right, who are, let me see your comment. It's already happening, bro. I see women uh in their even late 20s who are single uh and without a mate right now, because again, a lot of times, like it's sad to say it, but the older generation is having these women start earlier and earlier in their self-destruction, because instead of telling them like the right thing to do, they're actually telling them the wrong thing to do. You know what I mean? And so you have them starting out earlier and earlier with doing certain habits that they shouldn't be doing, you know? And so with that being said, um, it may start younger. Like these women may start actually younger than what they are right now, you know, but already there's a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds who are single right now. And to speak of the devil, I'm going to show you something that is actually happening right now. Um, because they're going to be single, because because they have like pushed the narrative strong, independent, I don't need no man, right? um they're they're gonna have to pay for a man to come into their life. You know what I mean? Meaning that, you know, they may settle for a younger person who is who maybe does not have their life together yet. And so that's what's gonna lead them now to I guess you can say do what they're doing. But let me show you something actually that goes to your point, you know, that goes to your point. Let me go ahead and show you it real quick. Hold on. Let me go ahead and show you. Just give me a minute.
Are you ever grateful for the decisions you made back in the day? I am. 2 years ago, I decided to go solar and I'm.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishu Zed. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Modern women are now desperately looking overseas, in particular Africa, to find men who are willing to marry them just so they don't end up alone for the rest.
So I want you to know something. Men, when we go overseas, or like when, like for example, if us African men decide like, hey, we're gonna go back home and get our women, right? We do it based off the fact that we're doing it because of a reason. We want families, we want peace, we want cooperation, you know. That's why we're doing it. These women are now trying to take our playbook, but they're not really doing it out of a desire to do it. They're doing it out of a desire where they know that they know that they played their trump card with feminism, and that trump card is not working out for them. So here's what is happening right now.
Rest of their lives. Now, you might say, hey, this sounds like guys who are going overseas to find wives. No, no, no. This is different. This is a different type of situation. Unlike men who are in their prime, who want to go overseas because, you know, they can and they know they're in their prime or their SMV. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about post-wall victims. Women who are way past the peak SMV.
Um, yeah, in Africa we do polygamy. You know, we can do polygamy. Yeah, it's practice, but it's just like a lot of us African men, like I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of us don't like black American women or like white American women anyway, because we know how difficult and how uncooperative they really are. You know, so and they probably wouldn't agree with polygamy anyway, the way we practice it. You know what I mean? Because they would want to be the center of attention. And when they're not the center of attention, you know, problems are going to arise. But let me show you something real quick. What's happening now?
Stage, women who have gone through the wall and the wall is looking for him just so it could smack him one more time. Right. I'm talking about that type of coffee. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself.
Hi, Nigerian men. I am looking for a husband, someone that wants to come to the United States and spend his life with me. I own my own home. I have a really good job, and I want you to be able to come here and have a better life. If you're interested, hit me up.
So this is the dynamic we're dealing with right now, where like, um, yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah, exactly, bro, exactly, bro, like exactly, bro, like you you basically said what I was gonna say. Um, so bro, like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like even the other day, I'm gonna tell you a story that happened, bro. I was doing my road work, and this one white woman tried to stop me to try to talk me up, and I had my headphones on, so I just like ran past her, bro, because it's like, why would I entertain you when you're past your prime and you've probably done a lot of guys wrong, when there's a submissive sister out there from maybe like there's a submissive sister out there from like somewhere like let's just say Dagestan or Chechnya or something like that, who would be on my program. Or let's say there's a submissive Fulani sister who is from my tribe who's going to be on my program, you know, back home. Not the westernized ones out here, they're already kind of done. But let's continue. Um oh God, bro. Like, listen, when these women have all these tattoos, bro, I'm like already thinking, okay, like who hurt her? And I'm telling you, bro, I see it every day. Like, I remember I was in the elevator and there was this one white woman, and she called her kid sexy. And it's like, bro, um the only one the crazy thing about it is that she was she had no wedding ring on, bro, and she had hella tattoos. So I'm like, uh-oh, caution sign, caution, caution, caution. So let's look at what she has to offer.
And also, I have Nash.
All right, so you guys heard it for yourself. She says, "Hi, Nigerian men. I'm looking."
Let me see.
Woman says, "Brave. Hope you find what you want." Which is followed by this comment from a woman that says, "Keep us up." A first African brother here who's interested. My brother, huh?
Yeah, so unfortunately you're gonna have some simp Africans that are gonna be interested in them, but they're looking for their papers, and like chances are they're gonna just like, as soon as they get their papers, they're off until the wind. Boom, they're gone. So of course you're gonna have some people who do that, what I mean. But they need to stop doing that. They really do need to stop doing that. But what do you think of this, brother? What I'm about to show you right now. Yeah, exactly. They'll get them just for the green card. They'll get them just for the green card. So, brother, I want to show you this though. What do you think of this when you see something like this? Like, what goes through your mind when you see something like this? Like, what goes through your mind when you see this?
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
My ring has to sparkle from across the street. Like, you have to see that shit. It's gonna blind people.
But that's so superficial. That's like so superficial.
But it's about so much more than that. It's about the fact that
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
So, I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say for what we just saw with that woman, but that woman is not even worth the $2 engagement ring, let alone a $200 engagement ring, let alone a $200,000 engagement ring. Brother, it, at this point, it's like, what do you do? You know what, you done seen it all, you done heard it all with these women, bro. It's like, what do you possibly do? Like, what is there left? Let me show you something that just came to me. Shout outs to Darius. Um, Shout outs to Darius. But listen to these things. Listen to some of these things.
What's your body count?
And I want to say something too, brother. Um, I want to say something too, brother. When the and unfortunately, some men, you know, I hate to say it, some men actually condone this behavior and actually try to blame us for these women. Um, they need to stop that and cut that thing out. Um, because it's not doing us any favors. Um, Listen, they don't even want to do any work in the house, brother. They want the world, and you know, I hate to say this, but they want the world, and then they want to deprive us of the one thing that they kind of like, pretty much like pretty much one of the main things they offer. They want the world, but they want to deprive of us. They want to deprive us of sex. You know what I mean? And that's like one of the main things that they basically offer. You know, when it comes down to it, if we think about it, even the word nikah, the Arabic word nikah, it means pretty much like permission to have sex, basically. You know, the deeper meaning of nikah. But let me see if I can find some things that I found um to show you how these women like just are vicious creatures, bro, in the West. I mean, when I say vicious, they're like vicious creatures. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so listen to this, brother. I want you to listen to what this woman did to this man. Listen to this, brother.
So about a month ago, I stitched a pretty girl on TikTok, and it was
Now, you know, with in regards to him, in regards to that brother, you know, he unfortunately made the mistake of like even hitting up a woman on TikTok. You know, that was his mistake, trying to shoot his shot anyway. But brother, there's nothing wrong with you wanting a fit, feminine, friendly, beautiful wife if you have done everything, and if you fear Allah and you're doing everything you need to do. You're not asking for too much, brother. You know, like, I know they make it seem like you're asking for too much, but brother, you're not asking for too much. You know, that's the thing. You're not asking for too much at all. Just keep that in mind. But let me show you what happened to this guy dealing with the wicked nature of modern women. Let's continue.
like a lightweight flirt. I asked her, if you're ever in the area again, because she's from my area, hit me up. I'd like to take you out, go play some putt-putt or ice cream or the beach, whatever. It's hot out. It's summertime, right? So about 3 weeks goes by, and I finally, I'm sitting in bed one night. I've been working crazy hours, dude, because all my staff quit, but whatever. So I haven't been keeping up with it. So I go look at this video and shit because I got all these new comments and stuff, dude. And it's just hundreds of girls like a fucking onslaught of women reminding me and saying shit to me about how fucking ugly I am.
So you see how spiteful and evil these women are? They didn't even have to comment on the brother. They could have just like kept it moving, but they didn't even want to do that. They wanted to just like for some reason like stab this brother while he's like obviously going through it, you know? Yeah, that's what guys want, bro. And that's what I'm saying with these Muslim women too. It's like, hey man, like you think a man is, especially if a man is like actually active himself, he's not going to want an overweight woman. I mean, the way that the Prophet alayhi salatu salam describes his wives, they weren't like overweight because they had to do laborious things. They were in the hot Arab desert. So I don't think weight was a problem back then, you know. But let me show you this, man. This is sad. This is hella sad, bro.
How fucking gross I am. Putting the little puke emoticons on there and shit. Calling me gross. I'm nasty. I'm lame. I'm ugly as fuck. The one comment that really stuck with me, this chick said, he's probably the best she'll ever get, and that's what's truly sad. I had fucking women calling me a fucking creep, a fucking pervert. I mean, just all kinds of shit. Left, right, dude. I got tore up and down, man. Up and fucking down. I got slaughtered. And I'm a pretty thick-skinned guy, dude, and it takes a lot to get under my skin. But that shit really fucked me up bad. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, don't, you know, fucking people on the internet and their comments, you know, whatever. But no, there's honesty to it. And that's how a lot of good-looking women perceive me. It's fucking ugly. I'm fucking gross. This chick at the gym, you know, like I have no confidence when it comes to women.
Now the thing is about him. Unfortunately, he would be called an incel by these evil women, you know, and that's why they don't want him, is because he is the average man. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Like he's the average man. They don't want him. But even with the above average man, they don't want that either, bro. Like sometimes if a man is in a certain field, they don't want him. Like they're like, oh, that field is boring. Like say if the man is in like aerospace or something like that, right? Now on paper, he's not the average guy, but to them he is, because of the simple fact that he's not doing what, like, let's say Little Dirk is doing, or let's say what like NBA Youngboy is doing, you know. That's how it works basically. But let's continue. Yeah, I don't know why he kind of set himself up. Yeah, he needs to grow out the beard and do that stuff. And yeah, definitely, if it's available to him to grow out. But let's listen more.
So hence why I posted this video and the video before asking for advice, because I'm not good with women like that, dude. Like I'm not a stud. I don't have no confidence. After that video, I'm not going to be ready to talk to her. I'm never going to talk to her. Actually, this last week, I altered my gym routine so that she don't see me no more. Because I'm terrified. I've taken down all my dating site profiles.
Okay, that's his mistake too, though. Using these damn dating sites. You know, using them damn dating sites, he kind of set himself up too. But when you think about it though, the fact that they did that though, like, and the fact that it affected him that much, and it infected him to his real life, that just goes to show you the evil nature of them. But he needs to like take that and alchemize it and use it as motivation. But I think he just got hurt too bad.
Like after I won, I'm done. That shit really fucked me up. I deleted the videos. It's too much for me, man. Like one or two comments, okay, but hundreds, terrible.
All right, so now you were speaking about like fit, feminine, and friendly, right? And I'm just gonna be honest, bro. A lot of these women, whether they be like in my language, we call them belejo. That's what we call black women. You know, um, and we call white women tubak in my language. A lot of times with these belejo and tubak women, their energy is hyper masculine, bro. And so this guy right here that I'm about to show you is just straight up lying to men. And the women who told him what he said, what he's about to say, they were lying to him too. But let's listen to it. Hold on.
Look, check this out. Black women are tired.
No, they're not. They're not tired, because if they were tired, they would do things differently. If they were tired, but they're not tired.
They're tired of being independent. They're tired of being looked at as the strongest. They're tired of having to take care of the kids by themselves. They're tired of bearing all the weight. Don't believe that.
Yeah, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. You see how crazy he sounds? You see how ridiculous he sounds, though? But let's continue.
Hype that you see on all of these social media networks, black women are tired. And the reason why I know this because I talk and have conversations with a lot of black women.
Bro. Um, what what those black women left out is that they basically they basically were saying things in order for him to in order for it to work for their advantage and not to work for his advantage. That's the thing, you know. Bro, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna let you know right now, bro. Let me let you know something. Black dudes, race mixing ain't a problem for us. We can easily go get like we can go to a different country. We can go get a woman over there. It's not an issue. If we have our stuff together, and if we're decent, chances are that woman is going to appreciate that and is going to like us. Okay? We can do that. It's not a problem. It's easy, right? It's not easy for black women to do that, though. That's the problem. The only guys that really want them are those who are desperate and like, looking for green cards or looking to get to the United States. But let's listen to him some more. Tell these blatant lies.
Black women really want, she want to be able to go to the soccer games. She want to not have to be.
Okay, so the thing is, number one, I don't really know that many black people who actually play soccer unless they came from an African background or unless they came from like a Caribbean background. So that automatically is a lie, you know.
Sole leader and sole provider of her family.
And then another thing is he says sole leader, sole provider of her family, but he's leaving out the fact that the government does a pretty good job of supporting her. You know, so I don't know why he's like I don't know why like he's saying these things, you know?
She want to support the man who God gave her to be with. She want to be a helpmeet. The thing is, she's.
Nah, she doesn't want to. Why is this guy lying so much, bro? Why is this guy lying so much? Exactly, bro. They don't want these good men. Okay, they want Sibo and They want Sibo and D-Lo. They don't want the like, yo, this guy is just lying so much, bro. Like, I don't get why he's lying. This dude is lying out of his ears.
Been placed in this position where she's had to lead. She's had to step up to the plate and become something that she really didn't want to be in the first place.
Okay, he can stop lying right there. Okay, she wanted to be that. If she didn't want to be that, she wouldn't have bought into Casper Karen's feminism. But she bought into it. Okay. I don't know why this dude is lying. That's what they want to be. If they didn't want to be that, then they would have changed already and started acting up. But they're getting or acting right, but they're getting worse. Well, let's listen.
She want to support her man. She want to nurture her.
No, she doesn't. Okay, she wants support from her man, meaning financial support, meaning six-figure financial support, meaning if someone makes more than six figures and she's with the guy that makes six figures, then she's gonna go for the guy who makes more than six figures. You know.
Kids, she want to nurture her husband while pursuing things that she's passionate about. That's it. It's that simple. The thing is,
it's not that simple, you idiot. I can't stand dudes like this, bro. I really cannot stand dudes like that. Like you said, okay, these Denedral women love Chad, okay? That's the thing. Chad makes them moist. Pookie, Ray Ray, Sibo, and D-Lo make Keisha moist. I don't know why this guy is lying to people so hard. Exactly, bro. You'll never be good enough for these Western women, bro. You'll never be good enough. I don't care what you do, bro. You'll never be good enough for them. You know. You'll never ever be good enough for them. I'm telling you. Trust me. It'll never be enough. I'm passport gang all the way, bro. And listen, I'm gonna let you know something, okay, about me. Um, from my interactions with like Eritreans, right? If I were to look outside of my region in West Africa, I would go to Eritrea because I'm going to be honest, bro. I've had a lot of chill interactions with Eritrean women, bro. The Muslim ones at least. The other ones, maybe some have bought into the sauce. Like some have bought into the westernized sauce. You know what I mean? But if anything, I would probably like end up going to Masawa or someplace like that and just peeping out the scenery. I wouldn't necessarily go there and be like, "Oh, I'm looking for a wife," but I would be open to the idea of like a Eritrean woman using, passport game, because I have like two passports. I have one for this country, and then I have one for my home country too. Nah, what was that video about? Tell me about it. What was his request? What was the number one request from that video? You didn't tell me. Like, tell me what was the request about that? Why I played this idiot speaking and telling blatant lies.
She just can't find a suitable leader that she trusts.
Um, so he says they can't find a suitable leader. Is it that she can't find a suitable leader, or she doesn't want the suitable leader? Which one is it?
To come in and relieve her of these responsibilities so that she can finally get some rest, because that's what she wants, rest.
Wow, this dude just straight out told a bunch of crock of shit. Oh, a grape fetish? Like what? Like eating grapes or something? Like like what? Like eating grapes, or like what was it like? Was it like sticking the grapes in like different places or something like that? Or what was it? Like what kind of things were they requesting? Oh, 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 okay. Oh, so they're that's sickening, bro. That's sick. Like why would you want that? Like why would you want to act or do some stuff like that? Why would you want to do that? But let me see. There's something else I want to show you. This is the agenda they're pushing now too. They're pushing this masculinity agenda to make the women more masculine. Let me show you real quick. Show you. See. Hold on. Let me try to find it. Oh, speaking of OnlyFans, check this out. What they're trying to do now.
Strippers and actors, alike in many factors. Strippers and actors, alike in many factors.
Part of the reason we don't hear about strippers unionizing very often is that there are lots of people who don't consider it work that is appropriate for unions, but these are live performers, right? And we consider it work. I mean,
So you see what when you see what these feminist women do, like, even like, for example, they say, "Oh, we don't want men looking at our bodies as objects. Oh, we don't want this. We don't want men to look at our bodies in certain ways. We don't want men to like just look at us as like just sex objects." And yet you're telling you're wanting sex work to be unionized. Come on now. Give me a break. Give me a break. But check this out. Yeah, bro, it's an agenda. I'm about to show you the agenda being pushed even more with this. And unfortunately, black women are, unfortunately, black women have no problem in fulfilling that agenda. But let me go ahead and show you that. Okay, yeah, it's right here. Let me show you.
My body went through hell.
So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a woman going to a gym. You know, there's nothing wrong with women going to a gym or doing anything like that. But listen to how she sounds. Like, listen to her voice. Listen.
My body went through hell.
Oh, the training. It's been a lot. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to survive this process. People think training's going to be you just getting a little bit strong to do a bit of stunts. But for this,
3 hours of martial arts a day.
we had weapons training.
Everything from sword play, spears, machetes, a lot of punching. An hour and a half of weights, sprinting.
Gina, the director, joined us and that helped bond us. She's transformed our bodies.
So women are gonna see this, right? Women are going to see that, right? And they're gonna like get the idea, right? Unfortunately, a lot of women are gonna get the idea that, hey, you know what? We're strong, we're fast, we're this, we're that, we can fight. And then they're gonna try to like test guys, and then they're gonna get a rude awakening when they do test the man, you know. But let's look at it more.
Formed our minds as well.
I mean, I feel like a badass.
The fact that they call it the Woman King goes to tell you everything about the agenda they're pushing, you know. Yeah, bro. Exactly. That's what's gonna happen. Like, man, like that's the thing. They're gonna think that they can fight men, and they're gonna think that they can do certain things, and then once they meet, like once they find one that doesn't play those games, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn like, oh crap, this is a different ball game. They're gonna learn that, you know. But you know, this is crazy what I'm about to show you. Shout outs to I want to say Please Act Right. He has a good channel. But this next clip I want to show you, this actually this is actually a dating coach. Now keep in mind, this dating coach, she's overweight, number one. Number two, I think she had a kid with a married man. You know, I believe she had kids with a married man. And I think she actually has another kid with another man that was married as well. Keep that in mind when I show this.
What's up, guys? Alex here from Zbeck. Today, I'm excited to show you our newest product, the Zbeck Tri-Screen 2. This is a laptop.
Most men who ain't are not just gonna walk up to a woman and say, I ain't have my baby.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. So today's video is a young lady that we've seen before.
She's not young. I mean, the wall. I mean, let's just say the wall is already closed in. The wall definitely closed in. So yeah, she's not young. You know.
Saying that single mothers should not lower their standards. Before we get started, I'd like to give a special thanks to Giovanni Johnson and MLR once again, along with Raymond J. Bell, for your generous contribution to my channel through Cash App and PayPal. Please know that your support is greatly appreciated. And now, with no further ado, let's check out today's video.
There are a lot of men out there that believe that single mothers should lower their standards because they also believe the false premise that our standards were low before we ended up having a baby by someone who did not marry us.
Okay, so again, like walking contradiction, right? You would have to ask her then, okay, what were your standards if you had a baby by SIBO and D-Loc, if they weren't low? Like, so what were those standards? Because obviously, like, you didn't go for like a quality man to have your baby with, hence why you're a single mother. So what were those standards if they weren't low, before? So listen to her again.
It never occurs to these men that something must have been really wrong for the relationship to be over. No single mother pitched a tent in front of Target at 3 a.m. so she can stand in line on Black Friday to make sure she bought single motherhood at discount prices. This is not something we wanted to do. I apologize.
It is something they wanted to do, because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it was something they wanted to do. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, if, for example, if, like, I'm pretty sure that, well, maybe I don't know now about now, but I'm pretty sure that if a woman, decides to lay down with someone, that's more than the that's not the only thing running away, bro. Her whole damn metabolism is running away. Her metabolism is probably in the dirt right now. But that's not the point. But anyhow, if, like, I want to say, if um you see those red flags, if you were a woman and you see those red flags in a man, then obviously if you see those red flags, that should make you say, well, maybe I shouldn't lay down with this man. Maybe it's something I shouldn't do. But let's listen.
I'm sorry you a little bit confused, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna lower my standards after the last man I dated didn't live up to them. Y'all act like y'all know zero about growth. You're thinking in the back of your mind, oh, you should have picked the right man the first time. That's not how that works, sir.
So how does it work then? If it doesn't work like that, then how does it work? And I said in a previous video, like one thing that happens with single mothers is they get more demanding. You know, they're like, some people say, oh, single mothers, they're easy and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, they're easy to smash, but, like, don't try to settle down with them, because again, they're going to be way more demanding than what they are, than what they usually would be. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Really think a man who is manipulative, a liar, and a cheater got a neon sign on his forehead that say, don't f me. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. Most men who ain't shit are not just gonna walk up to a woman and say, I ain't shit, have my baby. I take accountability all day for making a poor choice in a man. And in order for me to continue to do so, I have to prove that I learned the lesson by setting the boundaries and having the higher standards.
The problem is, though, it's a little too late for that. It's a little too late for that. That ship has sailed. 2 kids, overweight. I mean, I hate to say it, she has about 3 chins, you know, like yeah, she has like 3 chins already. Like that ship has sailed, you know what I mean? Like that ship is long gone, you know. No self-respecting man is going to do that to himself. But let's listen.
That's how we show that we're not going to make the same mistake twice. And the mistake is never our kids. It is always the poor choice in man.
Now, I'm not going to argue with her. If single mothers don't want to lower their standards, that's fine. Keep your standards right where you have them. But please understand that the men are not going to lower their standards either. So if a man who fits the description of what a single mother is looking for in a man decides he doesn't want a woman with children, where does that leave the single mother? It leaves her single. And where does that leave the single man with no children? It leaves him with his options open to choose a different woman who doesn't have any children.
So the thing is too is like yeah, they wouldn't appreciate a guy to try to help them get the hell out of here. They would carry carry the bitterness from the previous relationship into into like this relationship. You know what I mean? Like they would carry that on into they would carry that bitterness into like the new relationship. Um and so yeah, they wouldn't appreciate them. But let's listen to let's let and he asks, where does that leave the single mother? It doesn't necessarily leave her single. I mean, she can buy a dog, she can have a cat, you know, she can buy goldfish, you know, she can buy a rabbit, she has options, you know.
Single mothers with higher standards. Do you see how that works? If there's 10 women with children and 10 women without children that the man has to choose from, the 10 women with children are more likely going to get passed over. By the way, there's a lot of men out here who don't have kids that see dating a woman with kids as lowering their standards. And they have every right to think that way too, simply because the young lady in this video just said single mothers shouldn't lower their standards. So neither should men with no children. Now, there's one more point I'd like to make. To most single mothers out there who would try and argue, most women will say if they meet the man of their dreams, he doesn't need to take care of her kids. Even the mothers out there who are taking care of their children without support from the child's father. So let me give you a quick scenario before I let you go. A single man who has no children marries a single mother with a child. Everything's fine for approximately 3 years. Then the single mother loses her income. The man goes to the grocery store and buys enough food to feed him and her, but not enough food to feed her children. What do you think the first thing she's going to say when she realizes there's not enough food to feed the kids? She's going to ask him, where's the rest of the food for her children? And if any woman says she wouldn't, she's lying. I guarantee you, if he reminds her, in the beginning, you told me that I didn't have to take care of your kids. You could do it without me. How much you want to bet all hell would break loose? Now, all of a sudden, her and the kids would be a package deal, and he knew it from the beginning. But I hear so often when a man tells a woman he doesn't want to date her because she has kids, because he doesn't want to have to take care of her kids, the first thing she belts out is, I don't need you to take care of my kids. I can take care of my kid. Yeah, until she doesn't have any money. Oh, but wait a minute. Here's another thing I have for you young women out there.
And brother, as you said, as you said, like all they have to do is close their damn legs. Like that's pretty much it, bro. Like they don't have to do much else. Like they just have to close their legs. That's it. You know, it's pretty simple. Now yeah. A lot of these single moms are on Tinder, bro. A lot of them are.
Every single mother I had a relationship with would allow me to go in without protection, thinking we were going to be together from then on. And where are those women now? They're gone. Had I gotten them pregnant, they would be a single mother with multiple baby daddies, me being one of them. It was me that was being responsible, not them. And I know plenty of other men who had the same experience with the single mothers that they dated too. So to all the young ladies out there watching, the guy you're with now, in your younger years, may not be the same man that you're going to be with later on in life. Be responsible and make sure that you're protecting yourself every time you get busy with this guy. because you're going to be the one that's going to be frowned upon later on in life when you and him split up and you have his kid. It's your responsibility to protect you. So until you got a ring on the finger, make sure that you are protecting yourself from getting pregnant by a man you probably won't even be dating 2 years from now. Hey, somebody to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be.
Yeah. So, you know, she again is a single mom. Um, you know, and that's just basically what happens. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay.
Hey, are you struggling to get into cybersecurity? If that's you, I got some information that's going to change your.
So he invited you for coffee, you don't know what to say? Well, I would say coffee's cute, but I would prefer you take me to dinner because it would give us more time to get to know each other.
Yeah, don't fall for that. The don't fall for that thing, because that's another thing that they do too, because I don't see how you couldn't get to know a woman over coffee. You know, like I don't get how that, I don't get how like that can't be done. Like getting to know a woman like over a cappuccino or something like that. So yeah. Well, let's listen.
Coffee's something I take when I'm running my errands and I'm not on errands.
A coffee date is not going to stop you from getting to know someone when all you're going to do is talk.
Babe, you are not a stop along the way. You are a destination.
So someone said, what are your thoughts on coffee dates? And I'm just going to say, if you are a woman that you are very self-sufficient, very independent, have all the basic life skills like you could.
Bro, like answer this question. Like answer this question for me, bro. I want you to answer this question. Would you want to even be with a woman who has a voice that deep like hers? Do you do you do you do you do you like, is that attractive to you, like having a woman with like a deep ass voice? Let's listen more.
Cook, clean, take pay your own bills, because this is normal human activities as an adult, because it basically says that you're operating at the level you should be. If you're dating to find a partner which you can merge with, right, and you want commitment, like you're really trying to get to know someone emotionally, you're trying to do things the right way.
Most guys are looking for wives. They're not looking for partners. That's why they go overseas. And that's why they go to places like the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, Brazil, etc.
And me, inshallah, will be going to Kazakhstan, Chechnya, Eritrea, back home in Guinea-Bissau. That's the blueprint right now. Exactly. We don't need partners. We need wives.
You know, like for love.
Stop the cap.
You don't go on coffee dates. You don't.
I don't get it. What is a big deal with a coffee date?
And here's why I tell women, stop accepting these coffee dates, okay? It's giving speed.
So she's single, right? And she wants to keep other women single.
Date, it's giving quick meet and greet. And a lot of women are putting in a lot of time and effort to get dressed up and, you know, take time away from their work and their regular routine to go meet up with someone to drink coffee, of which you guys can make inside your kitchen. And oftentimes, if you have a job, I'm pretty sure you had coffee for that day already.
Does it have to be coffee? No. There's so many things you can do on the first date. That's not going to cost you a lot of money.
So my thing is, I never quite understood when men suggest coffee dates, because my thing is, if you want to go on a date, you should really be comfortable with this person that you're about to take on a date. You should want to take that person on a date. You should want to.
I guess she's. I mean, same for you. Same for you. Same for you. I mean, may Allah make it good for us all, brother, who have good intentions. Yeah, bro. If I didn't see her face either, I would be like, what's up, man? You got a problem? Abu American? What's his app about, bro? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even use the Muslim dating apps. I'm gonna be completely real with you, bro. I don't even use those. But let's listen.
Be able to invest your time in them. You should want to be able to go someplace where you can experience something good.
The reason you go on a date is to get to know each other. At least that's the way it used to be.
And I just don't see how that instant gratification of going to go do a quick meet and greet over coffee, like how long can you actually sip coffee for?
About an hour and a half. That's good enough.
What are you going to sip coffee for 2 hours? And do you think about the time it would take for a woman to get ready, right? It takes a woman about 2 hours to get ready. Now she's going to go to a place, and traveling might take maybe 30 minutes to an hour, right? That's 3 hours of your time already to go sit down at a place to drink coffee, which is also already in your house.
If she really likes you, she'll go to McDonald's with you. I'm not trying to say that's what you should do, but that's just the way it is.
But wait, there's more.
And my thing is, why are men so pressed to meet with women so quickly? If you're looking for commitment and trying to date someone to get to know them, wouldn't it make sense to try to you guys can talk FaceTime virtually, talk over the phone before you think, damn, do I want to show up on a date and spend money?
FaceTiming someone is not the same as meeting someone in person. You kind of know how the person looks, but it's not the same.
And let's say you don't want to.
She left out. She left out one thing too. No. She left out one thing though, brother. Maybe guys are rushing to meet these women in person because they know that if they wait to meet these women, that they can be catfished. Okay? They understand that. They know that they can be catfished. So that's another thing.
Spend money. Well, maybe you guys are trying to do coffee dates because you don't want to spend money.
Or maybe it's because they don't want to waste their money.
Because technically, if you're so pressed to meet with a woman, you're probably trying to keep this budget where you're doing a bunch of coffee dates. In reality, you need to take your time and just get to know a woman and plan for a legitimate dinner date.
No, because guess where that legitimate dinner date will have to be? That legitimate dinner date will have to be at somewhere like the Roof Chris or something like that. Like that would be the minimum requirement. Like, oh, you have to take me to Roof Chris or something like that. So no, it's a no for me.
I would do it again. I would.
I really like you. You saw that with her deep ass voice too? So they're admitting they use guys for food.
Legitimate dinner date.
I would do it again. I would.
I really like you.
I like you too, Cassie.
I like you more. Ew.
Had a TikTok come onto my For You page that was completely trashing going for coffee on a first date. And this isn't the first one I've seen. And the comments literally blew my mind. So I'm curious, would you grab coffee on a first date with someone? Personally, I love the idea. I love coffee. I love people watching. I think it's more intimate. You can hear the person better. It's not overstimulating like a bar is. And if the date doesn't go well, it's just like an hour, 45 minutes. Plus, I am very much a daytime person.
I think sometimes people just want to feel good. Yeah. So, like for instance, like you use the example of using a man to go out to eat. You know, you're not gonna fuck him or whatever the case may be. Wait, some people may say, "Oh, you're."
So brother, you know, brother. So now you have the situation where they're actually like they're actually saying to us, you know, they're actually saying to yeah, the masculine energy is nasty, bro, with these deep ass voices. They think that shit's attractive. That shit is very disgusting when a woman has a deep ass voice. That shit is gross. Okay? And I'm about to research right now why women get deeper voices. Let me see. Let me research this. Let's see. Dang, it's not showing what I need. But someone told me that like a woman who like the reason why they have deep voices is because of all the times they get washed up by men. But Google, of course, is hiding the algorithm, you know. I can't find it though. Okay. Maybe that you said neuroendocrine issues. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could that makes sense then. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because you do have a lot of women who want to do like men's type of jobs. You know, you do have that a lot. You know, that happens quite often.
You're using him, but he is feeling you in the experience, and he has hopes and aspirations of you. So at that point, he's still getting something in return.
What? And that's why so many Western women are single.
I agree.
Is it fair to use his hope to have sex in order to get that date?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, so I mean, this is how they think most of the time. Um, let's look at let's look at let's look at this.
What's your body count?
My fake one or my real one? My
I
fake
honestly
one.
don't think I can count.
The fake one that I tell people?
Yeah.
39.
She belongs to the streets.
But these are the but these are the women who want marriage afterwards, like after been put through like the spin cycle. They want marriage afterwards, and they think that they're deserving of marriage afterwards.
It's only people that I cared about that's on that list.
I'm literally like, I think I'm sleeping with like over 20 people this week.
Yeah, well, I don't count work.
Wow, that's, I mean, I don't know if you would want to admit something like that, like sleeping with 20 people in 1 week. I don't know if you would want to do that or not.
So true.
Because I mean, I only count like 2 people I've worked with, and that's because I low-key caught feelings on accident.
She's a 10, but she got 2 kids from 2 different baby daddies.
She a 2 now.
She a 2 now?
She a 2?
Ooh.
She definitely in the negatives. Yeah, 100%.
So you're not
Red
even
flags.
going for that at all?
No, absolutely not.
One baby daddy's enough. That's enough.
Right.
Okay, one. Yeah.
I really feel for the men.
Okay, now look. Yeah, definitely. So I want you to look at this next woman, and unfortunately, with this next woman that you're about to see, she would be called a pick me. She would be called, in fact, in the comment section, they would say, "Oh, did you get picked yet?" or something like that. Now look at this next woman.
Like, guys who have so much, they're working so hard, they're trying to prove themselves because society makes them. Because you have to make your way in society. You have to do so much to prove yourself these days. And to have this girl come here and just completely belittle you on the internet. These are good men out there. And they don't they don't deserve you don't even deserve a McDonald's from them.
Now, I don't know if they're crocodile tears, but the fact of the matter is she would be called like a pick me, you know what I mean? Unfortunately. With that, you know what I mean? She would be called pick me, and she would be attacked by modern women for actually saying this about men. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, but it's not about the dollar sign, it's about the intention. I would love, even if, who cares about the food? If a guy takes me to McDonald's and then buys me a meal, amazing.
Tell me that I'm beautiful, and I say I know, and it bothers you, go to hell.
No, baby, you go to hell. Like that.
So, like, I think so. What it comes down to, basically, so you mean it's, oh, she's 30 years old, so maybe she had her like chance, and she realized, like, damn, like I kind of fumbled my chance, and now it's time for me to like try to get my chance again, but hey, that chance is passed. Oh, really? Yeah, I was reading a book too that like I'm reading a book right now actually that talks about how like you can train your brain to you can train your brain to have like your brain can basically um respond you can make your brain respond quicker to your body in essence like um because a lot of people get it twisted um thinking, and I admit that some things are genetically inherited, but there are some other things that like you have to like develop on your own, and like even with like fast twitch muscles, those have to be like programmed into your psyche so that they become like second nature to you, so like they become as natural as like let's say walking or something like that. There's I'm actually reading a book about that right now. Yeah, I guess it's like with boxing, like boxing, like that's how I feel about boxing, you know. Um Women, it doesn't work like that for them though.
That comment is just so uncalled for. Say thank you and just keep it pushing.
Gotcha, bitch. It'd be cool if a guy that makes less money, but he's a hard worker.
We already saw that. 200. She wants like 200. Okay, now look at this woman though. Check this out. More of this masculine energy.
Or you not come over here to cut some grass or nothing, or like help me out, or you not like.
So you want to get into cybersecurity and you think you need this? Wrong. Let me show you a new way to get this.
Making sure I got some food or something, like when I get off work or taking my car to go get service, I ain't got no pussy. I ain't even got it on me, dog. I left it at home. I don't have none. We fresh out. We sold out. Call it what you want. Call it selling pussy. Call it gold digging. Call it. I don't give a fuck. I got too much going on to be giving out free cat. I got too much going on to be giving out that. Get over here for no reason. I need some fucking help. It ain't got to be no money, but you need to be you because I'm useful. You need to be useful. And that's just what the fuck it is, friend.
So she's admitting that she's admitting to us that she actually she's admitting that she's for sale, that she's for sale at the highest bidder. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Hey, I know so many chicks, bro, who take antidepressants, who take all these who take all these pills, bro. I know a lot of chicks who do that, brother. Trust me. I know a lot of chicks on meds, brother. Brother, so yeah, you're right. Like a lot of these chicks are like mentally like unstable. A lot of them are. Men, we pretty much like they talk about mental health issues with men, but we pretty much have no choice but to get on with it. So it's like we can't really afford to have like mental health issues, so to say, because Allah of course keeps the world running, but Allah entrusted us to like to keep the to like to keep the world um running. You know what I mean? Because you would think that, like, if Allah, for example, right, when Allah said he was going to make a caliph for the earth, right? You know, he said he was going to send a caliph for the earth. In fact, let me find that Quranic ayat and see what Allah said exactly. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it does say Waida Kala li Mala Ikati Ina Ja'alu fi Ardi Khalifat. And the feminine A sound is because it was at the end of the ayat. But Allah didn't use the word, like he didn't use the plural of that word, or he didn't use the dual of that word. He just used khalifa. He didn't use khalifatain. You know, and unfortunately these women think like that he used that word, but he said khalifa. You know, he didn't use it like, he didn't use dual, or he didn't use plural, you know, when Allah said that. So that's why they're in the state they are in right now, you know. But let's continue with this craziness.
Oh, can I have some pussy? Pussy? I haven't heard that name in years.
So I don't know what in my beautiful, gorgeous, pea-sized, girly brain told me to give a 36-year-old alcoholic cokehead a chance.
Okay, so with her, you already knew it was a red flag. I mean, you see the tattoos on her arm and you already know, like, okay, well, yeah, we know what she's about, you know.
But guess what? Didn't work out.
What's the most humbling experience you've ever had?
Now this is pretty sad, what we're about to listen to. This is pretty sad, what we're about to listen to.
Without a question, that would be waking up in the hospital after being married 28 years and my wife's gone. She run off with another man. I was in there for back surgery, but I didn't know she was already seeing someone else. It was a shock. It was something I wasn't aware of. I even had an imagination that that would happen after being married 28 years. That wasn't the bad part. It's just being blindsided and not realizing the groundwork that was being taken place. She was getting the post office box and selling my house. I went from having a house on the golf course, a house at the beach, Gulf Shores, to no house at all. And basically, the Alabama lawyer put me on the street without just anything that I worked all my life for. Happy wife.
Yeah, bro. Now I want you to yeah, he yeah, that's how damaging these women are. Now, for us, let that be a lesson though. If you sense that behavior or something like that, don't let that sense like fool you. You know what I mean? It could be something's onto you. Now, I want to say something where Islam basically plays into all of this thing. You know, I want to get into something that, like, how Islam plays into this. Brother, I know this sounds bad, but in the Western world, yeah, and let's just say Western Europe, let's just say United States of America, let's say Canada, let's say these places, yeah, I don't think it's gonna change because I actually think we're at the sign where we may be at the end of time signs, because of the simple fact there's certain things I'm seeing that kind of tell me that, the big one might be happening soon. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, for example, you have now, I haven't seen it, but now you have in Saudi Arabia, they're making the biggest building in the world, right? We know the hadith. We know the hadith about that. Then you have the fact that there's a lot of floods in the Arabian desert that's happening right now as well. And now you have, I want to say, um I think there was something about um like Muslim people making truce with the Romans. But I want to say that those Romans are not necessarily, um they did sign the Abrahamic Accords, but also I want to say that the Romans are not necessarily um the Romans that we know from like Italy, but the Romans can also be the Russians as well, because now you have, I think, Vladimir Putin, who wants to introduce Islamic banking into Russia to combat the sanctions and stuff like that. So I say that to say I don't really think it's going to get better in the United States. You know what I mean? Um, I also want to say that mixing in Islam has never been an issue. For example, that scholar Imam, I don't know if you heard of him, but his name was Jamal al-Din al-Suyuti. He was, I think, his mom was from Circassin. His mom was like from Circassin. His dad, I believe, was Turkish, and he spent the majority of his life in Egypt. So mixing was never really an issue in Islam. I think, for example, a lot of the prominent companions, I think they had black mothers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Abdullah ibn Masud, he was a product of a black mother. I believe that, I think his name was Amir ibn al-As. I believe he had a black mother as well. Um, I also believe that, um, of course, Usama, he had a black mother, of course, but race was never like mixed. That mixture was never a problem. Like, even like to the extent that, like, they they Arabs would mix with, just completely different people. That Yeah, many interracial marriages in Islamic history. It never was an issue. It's just, unfortunately, like right now, what happened is, these like pro blacks and these like pan Africanists have made it an issue. You know what I mean? Like, as a matter of fact, um, with me, with me personally, and I hate to say this, but I would never marry a convert to Islam from America. And the reason why that is, I know Allah has forgiven their previous sins, but there's a chance, um there's a chance that, like, she hasn't recovered from the spin cycle that she was in previously before Islam. And so that baggage gets carried into Islam. And so you won't receive the peace that you're looking for, because she was never programmed and she was never raised to bring you that peace. You know what I mean? So that's why I wouldn't marry a convert woman, you know. uh be it Latin America, like from Latin, like from here, like being a Latin American from here, be it she be a Asian one, be it she be black, white. If she is from America, I would not like, yeah, I wouldn't marry her. Yeah, I wouldn't marry her because the baggage, there's certain things that like there's certain things that, a lot can transform people. A lot can transform people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that like those things, like, because they did that to themselves, when they went in the spin cycle and then they said, okay, I want to like become Muslim. Then it's like, okay, what if the Muslim guy was on his square? Now he's your baggage, that he didn't necessarily have to deal with, where he could have got like himself a woman from another place that was more submissive, more calm, more cool, more collected, so that's the point I want to make with that. You know what I mean? Um uh but I don't think it's going to get better, bro. Like, to be honest, it's a matter of fact, it will probably get worse. The way things are looking right now, it looks like it's going to get worse. You know. Um nah, and the thing is, like, here's the thing about that. The 50-50 is not a problem. Like, that's the thing. Like, the 50-50, we can do, like, 90-10. You know, we can do like 90-10. Yeah, I was on uh Mahdi Tijani's channel. Like, I left some comments and stuff like that. But we can do like 90-10. We can do like 95-5. That's cool. We don't mind doing that. It's just the fact that what are we getting in return? Like, we're not getting cooperation. We're not getting submissiveness. We're not getting, hey, we're not getting like, hey, just wear your apron wear your apron only to make me a sandwich. We're not getting those kind of things that we want. You know what I mean? Like, so it the money is not the issue. It's the fact that what are we getting in return? And I hate to say this, but a lot of Muslim women have taken on these masculine characteristics here. So this is why, like, at the end, and I hate to say this too, in the mosque, you see more women in their 40s. You see more women in their 30s. Oh shit. Not even getting that. As sad as it sounds, bro, a lot of these Muslim women, um, in fact, one Muslim woman used to work as an escort. So if she used to work as an escort and then she wants to get married, then yeah. I even heard one woman last night on Clubhouse, bro. One woman last night on Clubhouse, she said basically, she said, she asked this question. She asked, is it still zina if I fornicate with this man, but I'm planning on getting married to the man? She asked if it was still zina or not. So this just lets you know where their heads are at when it comes to religion. But I want to show you something, and I got a lot of flack for this. Oh, yo, there was like this 45-year-old woman, and this brother, like, he had like I guess you can say, he had a labor intensive job. She didn't want him though. She didn't want that brother. But show you something. me show you something. Let me show you something right now. I think I showed this on one of my older videos on the older channel, but look at this. They don't have this culture here.
At this marriage agency in Bishkek, Kyrgyz men and women come to look for a partner within the strictures of Sharia law. Men are not allowed to see photos of their potential brides, and female visitors are always accompanied by family members. Prospective wives.
So do you see how they're even setting this up so you can be in like a secure marriage? Do you see how like in this country they're setting it up so you can be like everything's going to be chill, everything's going to be according to plan? Yeah, look, watch this. Watch this.
Wives are also subject to strict Islamic guidelines.
Намаз оқыған адамдарды қабыл аласыз. Даже намаз оқымай только лек жұмада бір жолы барып тұрамын, жұма намазға дегендерді де қабыл албайсыз. Бізге негізі келіп қалышады. Бірақ обязательно бізде ошо шарттарыбыз именно 5 мал намаз оқыған бала болуш керек.
Jenish Kizi Burul, the marriage agency's founder, says there's a high demand for practicing Muslim women as potential matches. Suitors often show interest in the agency's female employees, some of whom have left their jobs to get married. For single men who don't use the agency's services, there are other places to look for a Muslim wife, like this course on the Quran for female students.
Толтыра келет, сырттан келет, бізге ушундай как раз ыймандуу кыз керек эле, сабырдуу кыз керек эле, акылдуу кыз керек эле, бизге ушундай кыз таап берсеңер деп. Мен таппайм. Неге? Мен тааныбаган эле сырттан келген адамга бияктан туруп эле паланчаны ал делбейт.
Some Muslim women find the rules of courtship restrictive and feel they have little choice when it comes to finding a partner.
Biz эркек эмеспиз да муну барып алып алам дегендейчи. Биз эми Аллах Тааланын буйруганына өзүбүз тийебиз да, поэтому биз тек қана дуа менен гана жашайбыз. Дуа кылабыз ушундай деп.
Gulperi is not.
So you see, they already have something like set up where, you know, they're not going to have the problems that we have, like living in the West. You know what I mean? Like it's already set up. They already know what they have to do as women, you know, and they already know what they have to like I want to say they already know what their job is, you know.
Not married, but doesn't want to use an Islamic marriage agency to find a husband. She'll probably rely on relatives' advice instead.
Ал жерде кыздар келчи, регистрация болушчу, анан кийин балдар келишет, ал хоть намаз окуйбу, окубайбы, ошол жерден кыздарды келип, каалаганын сүрөтүнө карап тандашат. Анан кийин ошол жерден анан номерин беришет, экөө сүйлөшөт. Если бири-бирине жакпаса үйлөнүшөт, жакпаса кайра келип башка кызды тандайт да.
Some 80% of the Kyrgyz population is Muslim, but believers vary widely in their practice, from secular to orthodox. In a controversial move, state schools have banned girls from wearing the hijab or headscarf, with the goal of keeping education fully secular. But on the streets of Bishkek, many young men say they value Islamic dress.
So even he knows, like, contrary to belief, contrary to belief. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that shit, bro. I heard about that. But contrary to belief, like, modern women here think that we're gonna want like a woman, like they're gonna think that we want a woman who does OnlyFans. Like they think that like by getting a woman who shows her body and stuff like that, that's a prize. Like they're gonna be like, oh, you know, we got a prize. And it's not gonna be like that. You know, it's not gonna be like that at all. Like, no, we want a modest woman.
билбейм анда ыймандуу болсо болду. Жоолукту карабайсың да биринчи ыйманды карайсың. Анан кийин мени сыйласа, мен ата энемди сыйласа.
In this largely secular society, religion is not always front and center, but in matters of marriage, sometimes faith comes first.
As it should be too. That's the thing. Like, because my thing is this: if the ding comes first, I think the finances are going to work themselves out as long as the man is striving and doing what he has to do, what he's supposed to do, wants to do more. You know, I mean, understanding that he's going to have a family and stuff like that. I think that works itself out. You know, I think that works it out. There's one Muslim brother that I found. I guess he does marriage things. Maybe you've seen him before. Um, okay, brother, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I'm stealing the chimpanzees. Okay, I've never heard that before, but I'm letting you know I'm putting it in my hard drive. Okay, I'm putting it in my hard drive. Nah, he's on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen him before, but he makes some valid points, and uh you know, they're valid, bro. I'm gonna go to them real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. See. Imports. All right, this brother right here.
I wish girls would use their brains. Girls don't think. I had a client once, a Muslim girl. She was dating another Muslim man, but that man was not dating her. Did he lie about his actions? No. He would even come to this girl and ask her for relationship advice about the girl that he's actually dating. But in her head, they were still seeing each other. And I see this a lot where Muslim girls grow up sheltered. They've never had any attention from a man. And the first guy that comes around and says hi, they're like, oh my God, we're dating. We're not dating. You're in the friend zone. He's just being nice to you. And the problem is this. I don't even care if you guys just did it and then shut up afterwards. The problem is this. You guys claim you're dating these guys that don't really care about you. And then later on, when they eventually marry the lady that they were actually looking at, the lady they were actually talking to, now all men are trash. No, maybe you're just clingy. Maybe you're just obsessive. Maybe you're just chasing men that don't want you.
I want you to keep something in mind. Yeah, I want you to keep something in mind though. That applies to non-Muslim women too. That like what happens is that you know, yeah, I haven't heard of Gabriel Al Romani. I shout outs to Black Mind, you know. I've heard of Mahdi Tijani. I haven't heard of Red Pill Arabic though. I haven't heard of him. You know, I haven't heard of that brother. You know, but this brother, I guess he tries to like solve the marriage problem that's happening right now. But it's not really working. But here's some other things he had to say too.
This is Feminists or Liars Part 2. And this is why I say you're.
Hold on, let me go to part 1.
Some of you ladies aren't feminists. You're liars. When you see a woman being good to her Muslim man, you go, why is he telling you what to wear? Why is he telling you when to come home? Why is he this? Why is he that? And then you, the same Muslim woman that's trying to be a feminist, you end up getting married to some horrible guy. And sometimes they're not even Muslim. But you think you have the qualifications to tell this Muslim woman that's in her marriage, doing what she's supposed to do, obeying her husband. You think you have the qualifications to tell her to stop obeying her husband?
And to be honest, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's what is happening with a lot of these Muslim women, is that they're listening to these non-Muslim women, especially in college, and these non-Muslim women are saying, "Oh, you would do that for a man," or "Oh, you would do this, that, and the other for a man," and it ends up corrupting their minds, you know. And the thing is about these feminists, these fembots, a lot of times, a lot of times that these fem cuckozoids, what they do is they still like talk about how like women should be empowered and stuff like that, and they still choose Sibo and D-Loke and Chad and stuff like that. They still choose those type of guys, you know. I don't know why, but they do. I haven't seen it, bro, but I'm gonna go to it now that you mention it. I'm gonna go check it out. But listen to this.
And she got a good Muslim husband? Come on. Really?
All right, here's number 2.
This is Feminists or Liars Part 2. And this is why I say you're a liar, not a feminist. Because a true feminist, right? A true feminist wants the best for her fellow female, right? That's why feminists fight. They want the best for their fellow female and themselves. If you want the best for your sister, when she's obeying her husband, you don't put nonsense in her ear. Even when Shaitan tells you to do it, you say no, because why? You're a Muslim. This is Feminists or Liars Part 2.
See what he's saying here.
Ladies, shut up and let your man lead. If you have a good Muslim husband, let him lead. Because when you don't let him lead, 2 things happen. One, he's like, you know what? I don't want to fight with my beautiful wife. I'm just going to let her win. When he lets you win,
The other thing that happens is that these feminists, like these oh hell yeah, bro, a lot of hate from women, mad hate for women, bro. As a matter of fact, they banned me from TikTok because a lot of these fem cuckozoids flagged my account on TikTok, and they were close to banning him from TikTok as well. You know, my ban is off tomorrow, inshallah, but they're trying to take my TikTok down too. But I want you to listen to what he's saying though with this, because he said that, you know, maybe a man will say you win, but hey, some men will just say, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna get me a second wife. You know, since you don't want to be cooperative, guess what? I'm gonna get a second wife.
lets you lead. When he lets you lead, he is leaving his masculine energy with you. And then a few months later, you go, man, I wish he was more of a man. I wish he provided. I wish he protected. I wish he stood up and just, you know, be a man. But how is he supposed to do that? You took that from him. Let your man lead. And this is the other part of it too. This is number 2. Sometimes you don't let your man lead, and guess what? He goes and finds another lady that'll let him lead.
Boom.
Now you're sitting there bitter, divorced, or sometimes it's even worse. You're not divorced. He just left you hanging.
Yeah.
And he went, maybe you heard he got married, or you heard he's, Shaitan got him and now he's fooling with some other girl. Let your man lead, ladies. If you have a good Muslim man, just shut up and let him lead. But start with the shutting up part. Because if you don't shut up, you won't even get to the point where you realize that you do have a good Muslim man. I know this because there might be people in the comments saying, but what if you don't have a good Muslim man? How am I supposed to let him? First, shut up. Because all this yapping is going to keep you from realizing and learning that you actually did have a good Muslim man, or you actually do have a good Muslim man. Now fix it, because before it becomes past tense.
One thing is when I go on Clubhouse a lot, that's the problem with a lot of these fem bots, is that they don't know how to shut up and listen. They don't know how to shut their traps. They always have to say something. You know what I mean? I have my passport, brother. Don't worry, I have both of my passports. I have the one to this country, and I have the one to my home country too. I got both, brother. Not to worry. They're in the pipeline. As a matter of fact, I don't usually show my face, but I'll be right back. I have both, as you see. I have African passport, right? And American passport. I got both. Alhamdulillah. And the next location, inshallah, will be either back home in Africa or Central Asia. Because I even talked to a Muslim woman from Central Asia. This is what she even said herself. This came from her own mouth. Okay. She said this from her own mouth. I kid you not. She was from Tajikistan. She even said if she was a Muslim man, she wouldn't put up with the shit that these Muslim women do in the West. She said that. Mind you, this is a Muslim woman who said that. She said I wouldn't. She's like, you know what? If I was a Muslim man, I wouldn't put up with their shit. I'm like, damn. That's how you know it's bad. But watch this clip. And this brother is right again.
I know a single mom. She's Indian and she's Muslim. Her father, well, he's Indian and he's Muslim. Now, let me take you back to when she was a child. When this single mom was a child, her Indian Muslim father told her, you can bring any man into this house except a black man. Fast forward 20 years, she brought a white man and a non-Muslim white man at that. One thing led to another.
Now, what I want to say about that, what I want to say about that issue is, I'm not trying to make an excuse for it. I'm not trying to make an excuse about it, but we all know in India, you know, they have that issue with like colorism and with caste systems and stuff like that. So, you know, of course, when the father said, "Hey, you know, that would be a that would be a bad look for you to bring a black man home." It probably has a lot to do with the fact that they were what you call it, they were colonized, they were like conditioned by colonialism, but at the same time um she liked Chad, you know what I mean, like she went for Chad. But let's hear what happened when she went for Chad.
She got pregnant and he left her. I'm sure you can imagine how this outcome could have changed if her Muslim father sat her down and told her, don't bring anybody into this house unless they're a good Muslim. But he was so worried about her not bringing a black man, she ended up bringing a white man that's not Muslim and isn't even there for her or her son, right? Now, when you talk to her, she tells you about a whole bunch of complaints. I'm gonna get child support. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I gotta take him to court. All that for what? Because your father instilled racist beliefs in you? And that's why I love this comment. Because you see a lot of people that face racism, like a lot of brown people that are in America that face racism in America, but yet they're racist to the black man. And they don't even care if they're Muslim or not. They're just like, black, no. In the long term, who do you think suffers from this? The black person you're racist to or you? The answer is you. You have the disease of the heart, not the person you're being racist to. And I almost forgot, keep this in mind. That white non-Muslim gentleman never married the sister, just got her pregnant.
So, you know, I want to say this, you know, I want to say this. It's not really, she has to take some responsibility for that too, because she's the one that wanted Chad, you know, like she's the one that chose Chad. Like they never got married or anything like that. And so that probably is going to be a bad look for her family. But at the same time, she's the one that decided that I wanted to go with Chad, right? So again, it goes to show you that it's kind of in a woman's psyche. And unfortunately, it's in a Muslim woman's psyche to also chase like Chad, also chase Sibo, also chase D-Lo. You know, it's in there, it's just in there, like it's been implanted into their psyche, unfortunately, you know. So that's one thing, you know. Um, to answer that question, to reply to that to that thing, it's the same thing here, bro. I hate to say it, but a lot of these women want to ride the carousel. You know, I can't even cap, like a lot of women here just want to ride the carousel. And it's like, bro, like what the hell are you doing? You know, that shit's not cool. That shit is not cool at all. Let me see real quick. Let me see.
Never married her, never even had intentions to marrying her. But he was white. The dad opened up his arms, welcomed him into his home. A short time after that, he got his daughter pregnant and left his daughter and his grandchild. Be careful, people.
So I mean, the dad in a way kind of had a part, like I mean he played a part to a certain extent, but the bottom line is she decided that she was going to lay down with Chad. Like at the end of the day, when it came down to it, like, she decided, well, I might as well just lay down with Chad because he's not Muslim anyway. So, it's no harm, no foul, basically. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's so many things that are sent to me that I can just like continue going down the line. You know what I mean? Like I can just like literally continue to go down the line about like how it's like how bad it is, Let me see. Let me see real quick.
The Google Career Certificate Program completely changed the trajectory of my life. I've always been interested in computers.
I've heard a lot of people on this app talk about like how much it sucks when you're a hopeless romantic, and we're just like so in hookup culture as a generation. But what also sucks is like wanting to be single. Like I do want to be single.
Now, keep in mind when she says she wants to be single, what she really means is that she doesn't mind to just have her back blown out by random dudes, but no commitment when it comes to those dudes. Like she doesn't mind that, And I will even go as far as to say that no woman in the West is truly single. Like all she is pretty much like it she hasn't just announced, like she hasn't just like claimed anybody as her I want to say her boyfriend, but she's not single still. But let's look.
Right now in my life, I have way too much stuff to focus on to put any energy into someone else. But also having needs and hating one night stands. Like hating them.
Keep in mind though, when she says she hates them, it's not going to necessarily mean she's not going to do them. You know what I mean? She's still going to do the one night stands. It's just like maybe it leaves us a bad taste in her mouth, but she's still going to like still do them,
I don't know what it is. Makes me feel gross. I don't know. But like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do? I'd like to know.
Welcome back, guys, to a new series called Hookup Culture. And if you are not involved, let me explain. Money and status came into our attention. It doesn't
Brief attachment with many brain releases oxytocin.
make sense.
So this is why I don't do hookups. During intercourse, your brain releases oxytocin,
She does do hookups though. For the right price, she will do hookups, trust me.
which makes you subconsciously bond with your partner. Having brief attachment with many people can leave you feeling empty and damage your ability to form trust and intimacy with other individuals.
This is very true. I have here a few studies to show you, and I will put the link to all the studies in the description of the video. 10, only 30 haven't had sex in virgins. And yet, according to a survey, shows that in 2010, only 5% of women were virgins. And yet, according to a survey done by the Washington Post, 28% of men between the ages of 18 to 30 haven't had sex in a year or are still virgins.
There's nothing more frustrating than being a one person kind of person in a world that glamorizes hookup culture.
Just read between the lines when she says these things, because she's not a one person. She's just, if the dude who has like multiple options comes along, if the dude with like, let's just say, um with like status comes along, then she will choose up. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you know. But let's continue.
And always looking for the next best thing. It's born in the wrong decade.
Yes, cry me a river. Before all you sims out there say she's so beautiful and she's different, understand that she has a TikTok account and she posts videos to get attention from guys. Any woman that has a TikTok account shouldn't be taken seriously.
Anybody else also have that one person that you kind of dated, but not really? You guys weren't even together. You guys just kind of like hooked up and you guys
Chad. She's talking about Chad, basically.
kind of dated, but you can't get over them. And it's been so fucking long, but you still think about them, and you dated other people, but you still think about this fucking person. Like while you were dating them, you were like, God, I wish I was with this person. And you don't know why. You don't know why you want this person so bad, because it wasn't even like a real thing. But like obviously you're obsessed, like creepy, like they should put you on a watch list. And like you don't know why. You just really want to be with this person. Anybody else, or am I just a fucking creep?
Yes, ma'am, I can tell you why. It's called being alpha widowed. It's a term used when an average looking woman sleeps with a high value man that is way above her in looks and status. And she can't find a better man than him. That's why you should never date a woman that has a high body count, because you don't know who she slept with and you will be just the beta box that she settles for.
And that's true. And that's why, you know, like, I hate to say it. And I know this sounds bad, but, you know, when the prophet, when they Salatu Salam, when he married widows, there was a reason for his marrying the widows. Like, it wasn't like, because if he was just marrying the widows just for the sake of marrying widows, then there were probably plenty of widows in that time that he can marry, but there was actually a strategy behind him marrying widows. You know what I mean? Marrying women, like marrying like multiple women. There was like a strategy behind that, you know.
Yes, ma'am, you have a screw loose. I feel sorry for her boyfriend or husband.
My controversial yet brave take is that hookup culture is not that bad if you hook up with hot people. Because it's like, oh, he doesn't text me back, but that nigga was fine. It only hurts when you hook up with an ugly guy because you're like, I'm so bad.
Okay, so you see her, and like, you have to ask yourself, like, okay, well, you know, you're talking about ugly, but without the makeup and the filters, what would you look like? And without your weave, what would you look like? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we have to put into consideration. You know. Let's continue.
I was supposed to bag you was the phrase I was trying to say. Came out kind of demonic, but you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am, we all know what you meant. If it's a Chad you hook up with, it's all good. But if it's an ugly guy, then you start regretting it. It's the same thing they do when you try to hit on a woman. If you are a Chad, it's all good. They start flirting. But if you are ugly, they get offended and say you are a creep.
What is this obsession that guys have with having sex with women that don't want it? From the time I was a child, I was told not to be too easy because guys don't like girls who are too easy.
Now, judging by her tattoos, though, judging by the tattoos, she's probably already been through the spin cycle. So she talks about not being easy, but she probably is easy.
They would rather pursue someone and pressure them into having sex with them. Why don't guys like women who like sex and want sex? They like the shy, quiet one standing in a corner who's uncomfortable. Even if you do want
Shy and quiet, yes. Uncomfortable, no. And if you want sex a lot, and as a matter of fact, I just got a text message that there was actually just a text message that was sent to me about some sex, which goes to show you that like these women just are like unhinged at this point in time in this world.
to, you have to play hard to get so that they feel like they're given the chance to chase you. Women are taught not to ever pursue men or make the first move because it emasculates them. Because of this, women are being taught to be prey, and men are being taught to be predators. This normalizes coercion, which is sexual assault.
This has to be one of the most stupidest things I've ever heard. First of all, we don't like women
From a fembot
that are too easy because that means you are a 304. Why would a guy want to date a woman that has been ran through? And to your second point, we don't want women that make the first move, not because it emasculates us. It's because that it shows you have masculine traits, and we don't want that. The spin on words that she has and how she twists everything around just to try to justify in her mind why guys don't like her, it's amazing.
Nobody's talking about how the hookup culture is literally the most toxic place there is.
I am, don't worry.
So this is me when I was deep in this culture, thought that this is what you're
when she said thought, keep in mind that's what she was a thought, you know.
supposed to do in college, and this is what's fun. I would literally cry every single night because I was so depressed. I was addicted to lust, addicted to literally getting my fulfillment from using guys. But then would go home and literally bawl my eyes out every single time. It is.
You see how makeup is the devil's face paint as well? You see how that works? Like that a lot of these like women who perceive that they're 10s wouldn't even be like 5s without makeup.
Is so toxic, but so many people are saying that this is like normal and this is like what this society, culture, whatever, that is what we do. And it is literally so empty. Like I can't. I really can't.
This is what feminism teaches young women, that you can do whatever you want and it has no consequences. That's why I think the manosphere community is so important, because we reveal the truth and the after effects of making bad decisions, where feminism just encourages bad decisions.
Okay, picture this, a thing that instantly adds 2 screens to your laptop. And imagine if it was small enough to...
I'm good, bro. It don't even hurt that bad.
When he said doggy style, he didn't mean eating spaghetti while kissing. Well, what do you expect he meant?
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm so weird. I had this fantasy in my head that dating apps, were for people looking for like a relationship or something. The amount of times I've been like, no, I don't want to do that. And then they're just like, well, then why were you on this dating app? Stupid me. I wanted a boyfriend. Isn't that so dumb and so stupid?
Yes, ma'am, it's dumb and stupid. In 2022, you shouldn't use dating apps if you want to find love.
So recently my therapist told me that I should try to not sleep with someone on the first date.
Okay, so I want you to keep this in mind too. A lot of these women have therapists. As a matter of fact, this one woman right now who, she's playing the role like she's happy about her relationship, right? But she's with a chimpanzee. She posts on her story like that she loves it there. She says because the chimpanzee caters to her and stuff. So she's like, I love it here. I love it here. She says that, right? But she still wants me. You know what I mean? Like she still be in my like DM like every single night. And I'm like, with all due respect, why don't you focus on your man and just like take it easy, like chill, you know? So I say this to say that she had a therapist. She has a therapist, and you'll be surprised. A lot of these women have therapists because they are batshit crazy. And then a lot of these women too, a lot of times the therapists are ghosting them because these women are too batshit crazy. You know, that's happening now a lot too. So let's look at this.
And like she meant it in the least slut shaming kind of way, just more so the fact that I personally have the tendency to do things backwards when it comes to dating. I'm really out here giving TikTok all the dirty details of my sex and love life.
Yes, maybe the therapist should address the fact that you make TikToks telling the whole world your sex life. Maybe this is a bigger problem than you think.
But all my past relationships, I've been physically intimate with them before being emotionally intimate, if that makes sense. And so when she told me I should try that, obviously I agreed too, that it was a great idea because it's something that I haven't really ever done before. And guess what I did on Friday? The exact opposite. I mean, in my defense, they do say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And like in my defense, we did have a really good conversation before stuff happened. Like we talked for a few hours about life. Got pretty deep.
Yes, I bet it got deep.
And I'm just coming up with excuses. And like I do this to myself where I only like hook up with people that I like as a person, which usually means that I see some sort of potential relationship there. But then that means like after we're intimate, I just form a stronger connection to them and inevitably get disappointed when that's all they wanted. But like with this guy on Friday, like I fully went into it telling myself, no, this is just going to be something casual, like, nah. And then he ended up being way cooler than I expected. And so obviously now I kind of have an attachment. And like I've done casual hookups in the past, so I know that it's something that I can do, but I feel like there's a disconnect on what my expectations are for a casual hookup versus what a lot of other guys' expectations are with casual hookups. Like if it's going to be a casual thing, I am not opening up to you. You are not knowing about my personal life at all. Like friends with benefits is a lie. It's just stranger with benefits who you trust. Like going back to this guy from Friday, I had like a pretty strong emotional connection to him based off of the few hour conversation that we had. And part of me is like, well, did he feel the same way too? Or is he just the type of guy to open up to everyone and then just have sex with them and move on with his life? Like in real life, he seems like a great guy and I want to get to know him more because I had a lot of fun and like I felt the butterflies and everything. But then over text, I get the complete opposite where either he's a really bad texter or he just wants to hook up. I guess time will tell with this one, but I'm definitely going to have to clarify the next time we hang out, if we hang out, what his expectations are going forward. Because if it's just hooking up, I don't think I can do that because I'm already emotionally attached to him.
Don't worry, ma'am. Keep hooking up, keep getting emotionally attached while you still can, because at some point you won't be able to get attached anymore. And stop going to therapy, because I can see you are just wasting your money and it's not helping you at all.
So you see that, like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, these chicks are crazy. You know, Chad is still the number one choice, the numero uno, you know, and Chad, you know, Chad will be in the guts or whatever the case may be. And it's just going to be the same thing all over and over again. And it's not our job to save them, you know, like they don't want to be saved, you know, so just don't do that. You know, save yourself the craziness, you know. See.
asking for a friend. How do people go on dates and not sleep with the person on the first date? This is not a me problem, I'm just asking for someone else.
Nah, that's a damn lie. You know damn well that's her problem. None of them are, bro. None of them are that, bro. None of them. It's just like, yo, just stay away from me. Like, none of them are like that, bro. Like, none of them are just sane, you know?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Hello, angels. That video got a lot more traction than I thought it was going to get, and now nearly 100,000 people know that I'm a slag, so that's great. But yeah, last night's date, I did not find the answer to my question. I had a really good time though. Like, it's nice. Like, went for a drive, had a drink, and then went back to his, and it was really good. He wasn't expecting it. Like, it was kind of like, it was a mutual initiation, but yeah. I'm going to address a couple of the comments. So a lot of people were like, don't drink, you need to stop drinking, blah, blah, blah. I don't actually really drink on dates, just for like, I was going to say safety, which is very important, but also like, I get the worst anxiety. I get like really, really, really embarrassed. So I just would rather not drink and not wake up with any regrets. And also, I am actually moving to Australia in like 6 weeks. So I'm not looking for a relationship. So it's kind of okay if I just sleep with them. If we're both consenting adults and want to do that, then why the fuck not? So yeah, everyone, go out, have fun, be safe, have lots of sex, have a great time. If that's what you want to do, of course.
Big slut.
On my way to my first dick appointment since my breakup. I'm nervous as fuck. I haven't done this in, I don't know, since December, I think. It's fine. I've got this. Slut.
Real men of G.
So let's just ask ourselves this question. Let's just ask this question. If a man is on his square, like what obligation do we have to like actually save these people, save these women? You know, we don't have an obligation to do it because they brought it upon themselves. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we don't really need to like, we just need to leave them in the dust, basically. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. You know, let me see. Let me see.
How to interact with a non-binary person from 1, part 2. If you get our pronouns wrong or our name wrong, we expect you to stop the sentence, apologize, change what you said, and then continue. Don't do it any other way.
Hi, I'm King, and this is B, the ex-host of our system, or rather, this was B. B has made the decision to change Paint's name and pronouns.
So yeah, I definitely know that. But what I'm saying is these women want to be men so badly that they just compel themselves to say, "Oh hell, we'll just like dress like men just to like, you know what I mean? Like since since we want to be men so badly, hell, we'll be men without the surgery, basically."
Pay is now going by pastel and using pay, paint, paints, paints, self pronouns. We do recognize that it is very difficult for a lot of people to use neopronouns in general, and especially themed neopronouns. But don't worry, we are also struggling. However, we are making an effort to make paint comfortable, and we would really appreciate it if you do as well. Please do not be mean about this in the comments. Pay is an anxiety holder, and it would not be appreciated.
Welcome back, guys, to part 2 of Vogue Monday, where I show you the circus each week. And if you haven't seen part 1, it's already uploaded on my channel, so take a look. And if you are new to my channel and enjoy my content, a sub would be really appreciated. My sanity will really appreciate it.
For example, cake gender. I know a few people who personally use this. It's typically described as them feeling light and fluffy or sweet and warm, and it's not something that you could typically describe with the terms masculine, feminine, androgynous, etc. Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
So you all wanted a new TikTok about how I use my new pronouns, which are they.
You know how you said that these women were batshit crazy. These I hate to say that, I hate to use this language, but these bitches are batshit crazy, and I just see it playing out. Like I just see it like so much in my like, alhamdulillah, I work remote. Like alhamdulillah for that. Alhamdulillah that I have the opportunity that I'm able to work remote. But just going out in public and shit like that, you just see how masculine these female are, and you see these new concepts that they're trying to create. And it just makes me like realize that my safe haven is my damn house, you know what I mean, and the boxing gym as well. But yeah, it's just I don't know, bro. I don't know. But listen to this shim.
And fairy. So here we go. I'm going to start off with these would be used exactly how you would use they them pronouns. So instead of saying that's their coat, you would say that is B's coat. Or instead of saying they love themselves, you would say B loves B self. Next up is fairy. Fairy is also used in the same way as they them. So instead of saying that's their coat, you would say that's fairy's coat. Again, instead of saying they love themselves, you would say fairy loves fairy self. I really hope this helps.
In my last video, I told you how adults are my problem, and I have to get them to take me seriously, which means I have to consistently remind people to take me seriously. I have to set up boundaries. If people do not use the correct pronouns, the correct language, the correct title, the correct name, then sometimes I am forced to remind them to. And if they continue to refuse, and I don't mean by accident, I mean to actively refuse, then I get to a point where I maybe have to cut them out of my life. Kids, their brains are more elastic than that. They get it, they don't care. They're just here for a good time. And the queer ones, they see me. And they saw me before I was ready to be seen. So I do them a service now, and they call me Mix.
So I figured that this question would probably come up sometime soon, just because of the video and the topics that I cover. But let's break this one down. So intentional weight loss. So you purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds is fat phobic. And you might be like,
So okay, let's try to like, let me just try to like, um yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words at this very moment when someone says that self-improvement is fat phobic. The desire to lose some weight is fat phobic. I don't know, I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused how that's fat phobic, you know. I'm a little confused on that. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out into my head, like how it is fat phobic. Let's continue in yeah, let's kind of continue and watch, but chances are we're still going to be lost. So losing weight is now fat phobic.
What? Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but you are. You're being fat phobic to yourself. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? It's probably to fit into something smaller. It's probably so people treat you better. It's probably for all the reasons that fat folks are shamed simply for being fat. So by continuing to perpetuate that, right, seeking intentional weight loss, we are contributing to our fat phobic society. So that's why intentional weight loss is fat phobic.
Let's talk about this. There is a term that people use in the non-binary community called mix that they use instead of Mr. and Miss. And I've thought about it. I don't think I like that because I have full intentions of, as a teacher, to go by B, like the letter B, because my first and last name start with B. So it'll just be kind of easier on the kids, I guess, to say B. But I don't like mix B because then it can be like mix B and it's weird and I don't know. It just doesn't suit me, I don't think. So after some consideration and like really digging in myself, I think my kids are going to call me Mr. B. My reasoning behind that is, although I am non-binary,
So imagine like kids. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine kids um actually having to what I mean, imagine kids actually having to uh deal with this type of thing, this type of woman, and imagine like the mom or the kids, them growing up confused because of their crazy ass mother, you know. Well, let's continue.
I do feel like I lean a lot more toward masculine despite being assigned female at birth. And I don't want to have to conform to any gender norms, especially for my students. And even being a theater teacher, we celebrate diversity and no one should be ashamed of themselves in my class. And I feel that being as open about how I feel being non-binary and where I fall on the spectrum that is gender, I feel like it's really important to not hide that from the students so that maybe they can discover something about themselves too. I want to
And this is And this is actually the scary thing, that these are your teachers too. Like, these are your kids' teachers as well. Like, that's another scary thing about this whole like situation we find ourselves in. Like, these are your kids' teachers, you know.
I teach high school, and high school is such a vulnerable time. It's where I made a lot of my discoveries, it's where a lot of my friends made a lot of their discoveries, and it's a really big turning point for your future. And if me saying, hello, my name is Mr. B at the beginning of a class can start something for a student, I'm going to be there to help them get through it.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm in a polyamorous relationship. Normally, when people think polyamory, they think two women and a man in a throuple type relationship together. But that's not what polyamory is. I mean, that's one type of polyamory, but polyamory is an umbrella term for many different types of non-monogamous relationships. I call my type of relationship a polycule or a constellation, because it looks like a molecule or a constellation. There are several people involved in various different ways, and more people have joined than the last time I did one of these. So let's give a little update. I'm sure you can follow along just fine. Okay, so in the center of it all is obviously me. Here's me, in case you forgot. I run this account. I have Brian.
Also, yeah, I'm gonna join after this. After this one. Keep in mind, when a woman has different colored hair as well, just like just go ahead and hide in the bushes too. Like, if a woman has, like, let's say, green hair, if a woman has uh if she has like purple hair, if she has like pink hair, if she has like gray hair, go ahead and find a place of retreat so you can stay clear of her foolishness.
Bright orange hair. I am married to Jake. There's Jake, super cute. We currently live together. I am also dating Spencer. Here's Spencer. We've been together for a while, but are not currently living together. I am also dating Ellie. She's my newest relationship, but just as important as all the others. Now, Ellie is platonic life partners with Izzy. Here's Izzy, and that just means they plan on spending the rest of their lives together without any romance or sex involved. Now, Izzy is also
Until he gets until that person gets the urge and has to go elsewhere to get the sex that he's craving for.
casually seeing Spencer. Here's Spencer again, just in case you forgot. Remember, Spencer is dating me, and I am married to Jake. Now, Jake is currently dating Rocket. This is Rocket. They are very hot and very tall. Rocket also has another long-term relationship with his girlfriend, also has a queer platonic relationship with another partner. These partners don't wish to be included, which is perfectly fine, but that means y'all are not going to push to see them. Now, remember, I am only dating Ellie and Spencer, and I'm married to Jake. Those are the only three people I'm involved with. This person, and Izzy could all have other partners. But seeing as they're not involved in my inner polycule, I don't know, and that's okay. Anyways, this is why we call it a polycule or a constellation.
Hey y'all, it's Grant. Today is day 5 of Alabama Rush, and it is the
Shit. Godly. Oh shit. Yeah, she's just practice, bro. Even the damn husband is just a damn, even the husband that she's married to is a damn is practicing on her. But look at this shit.
first day of Sisterhood Round. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. So I'm gonna give you guys an OOTD. And yeah, so my dress is from Hello Molly. Thank you so much, Hello Molly. Love you. This thing is from Shein. My shoes are from Shein. And my ring is from Graduation. Oh, not again. That is so funny. And yep, that's it. So wish me luck today. And thank you so much. And my makeup is done by me again.
Am I the only one that looks at American flags and I'm just like, ugh. Like someone just came on the beach with American flag chair. And they're giving me a very like Trumpy vibes. Everything American flag is like very Trumpy now, and I'm just like I can't. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly how monkeypox spreads. And the thing is, brother, like, it's sad to say it, I hate to say it, but like, when you look like, when you are a masculine man or try to, you know, like have that masculine frame, you'll get men enemies too. You know, you'll have those men enemies. You know, that's the problem.
I just cannot with any of that.
One of my kids thinks they may be non-binary, and I'm saying they for now, but they haven't chosen a pronoun that they would prefer to be used because they're 7, so they don't really know what pronouns are. So in order to help us all figure out if this is because, you know, certain kids at school say like the haircut you have is a boy's haircut and they don't like that, or if this is something that they're really feeling, we want to help everybody understand what it means to be non-binary and like what the options are. I asked for book suggestions, and these were the ones that were recommended to me. I started reading through this one and it made me cry. This magical baby was born who couldn't decide what to be, boy or girl, bird or fish. And all of that was fine until they went to school.
Um, you know, unfortunately though, with TikTok is they'll try to cancel my account, but they'll let these accounts go up because I guess you can say TikTok wants to like follow into that agenda as well. You know what I mean? And I know if like if I, because I think I'm like right now as it stands, I think I'm shadow banned on TikTok. Um, they know if the line that I was pushing that got out, it would make a lot of people mad. You know, it would make a lot of people upset.
Seems familiar. I'm hoping for a happy ending.
Look, I have to take her home now. We have to take her home. We have to take her home.
So I'm gonna go to Austin live. Thank you for rocking with me. I appreciate it. Jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you. But I think the American one is ran by Americans, though. I think so. I think the American one is. I know it was created by a Chinese man, though. I know for sure it was created by a Chinese man. And so I think, but to your point, though, you may be onto something because the Chinese may like let these things slide to like weaken people here for the simple fact that you know, China is really not a friend of America, so they may like let these kind of things go because they're trying to weaken people here. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I'll probably go live again maybe tomorrow to just show some more of the foolery. But thanks for tuning in. Njarama.